Welcome to the LinkedIn Marketer. My name is Karen Hollenbach, and in today's episode, we're going to have a look at how to improve your resume and LinkedIn profile for job search success. Now, this is a bit of a departure from some of my normal episodes, and the reason why I'm sharing it with you is what I'm noticing is there's a lot of change in the world, and I imagine you might have noticed it too. And I'm seeing it in the form of restructures, redundancies. And so I wanted to have an episode for you that really helped you, or it could be people in your community at the moment navigating this. So please do feel free to share this with others if you think it's going to help them with the next stage of their career. So here's the reality. Job search can be exhausting, especially when you've done the work of updating your resume and polishing your LinkedIn profile. It's exhausting because it's not comfortable for a lot of people to talk about themselves. And you do this work, but you're still not hearing back from recruiters or employers. I hear this often from professionals who I assist in their job search by helping them elevate their LinkedIn presence. Now, the good news is there are practical steps you can take to elevate your presence and improve your chances of being found and contacted by hiring decision makers. So, whether you're actively job hunting or just keeping an eye out for the right opportunity, refining your resume and LinkedIn profile is one of the most impactful things you can do. So what I'd like to do is help you make sure what you've written is actually helping you. So we want to make your resume work smarter, not harder. And that's also a title of a book I read by Jack Collis years ago when I first became a manager and leader of teams, and it's an oldie but a goodie. So back to your resume. Once you've drafted your resume, the next step is ensuring it's tailored to each role you apply for. Now, this is where I see a lot of people come unstuck. They write one master resume and don't adapt it for each role. Now, the thing to consider is that recruiters and hiring managers or applicant tracking system, ATS software, are scanning for alignment when you apply for a role. So it's an alignment between your experience and what the job requires. And so a general resume might get you seen, but a tailored resume gets you shortlisted. So it's worth taking the time to adapt each resume you write for each job that you apply for. I'd actually rather you apply for less jobs and spend more time adapting your resume for the opportunities that you really want rather than sending a large number of applications out. So here's some ways that you can strengthen your resume. Customize it for each role, match your experience, key responsibilities, and achievements to the specific language in the job ad. So I'm not suggesting you lie. I'm suggesting that you write what you have achieved in the same way that it's written in the vacancy, the details of the job, what they're looking for. Use strong verbs and measurable results. So you don't want the person reviewing your resume to have to mine for information. So really be clear about where you have improved a process, solved a problem, or delivered a result. You don't need to spend too much time explaining what the organization is. It's more about what the role title was, the breadth and scope of your role. If you had people reporting to you, provide that detail and give a sense of the commercial value of the role or the department that you're responsible for. And include keywords from the job description. So many applicant tracking systems scan for these to decide whether your application even gets seen. And I do get contacted by people to say, can you help me get past the AI bots? I'm not even getting a call to come to interview. So this is where this stuff's really important. So if you need a structure that works, I do have a job application template available on Think Bespoke's website. I'll put it in the show notes. If you are a subscriber to my regular e-insights, from time to time, I actually give a free promo code on that job application template. If you're listening to this and just clicking through from the podcast, it's 49 Australian dollars, and it's a tool that you can adapt for your existing format, or if you haven't updated your resume for a while, it's a good one to have and just add to as you take on new roles. So it's a practical guided tool to help you write a compelling resume and cover letter tailored to each opportunity. So that's your resume, and it's a lot of work. So please take the time you need to put that together. And even if you're not in active job search and you're listening to this, I strongly encourage you to always have that document ready if you are planning to think about a change in the next 6-12 months, because change can sometimes be forced on us with restructures, and we want to be thinking clearly and not be in that sort of, not crisis, but be thinking in a better frame of mind when we're writing these things. So using your LinkedIn profile for job search success. Let's talk about that. So having a LinkedIn profile is a great, excuse me, frog in my throat. Having a LinkedIn profile is a great start, but if you want to show up in recruiter searches and be compelling enough for them to click and message you, yes, of course you do, you need to optimize it for both search visibility and storytelling. So we're serving the algorithm or the bots or the tools that different hiring managers and recruiters use to search LinkedIn, but then we're also wanting to serve the human who's going to, you're going to pop up in search and they want to read more about you. So here's what influences whether you appear high in search results on LinkedIn. So your headline, especially if it includes the job title recruiters are searching for. So you've got 220 characters available to you under your name, and that's often an overlooked part of your LinkedIn profile. And this is where you can customize it beyond the role title of your current or most recent role and the organization that you're working for. So really spend some time looking at that section. I'll also put some details in the show notes of a specific article I've written on maximizing your headline. Your experience section is also a really important part of search, with roles clearly labeled using searchable titles. Your listed skills, which need to match what recruiters are filtering for. Your location, please do not overlook this, which helps you appear in region-based searches. So you can add more information in your contact info and also the location of your more recent and current roles. And then there's the part where you probably need to consider a LinkedIn Career Premium membership once you've optimized your LinkedIn profile. Optimize means fill in all of the relevant sections, including open to work. And so your LinkedIn Career Premium membership gives you insight into who's viewed your profile and how you rank among applicants, which is a bit confronting. And yet, if we use this data to inform our decision making, it's a way to sort of help you on your job search. So as a LinkedIn profile writer, my approach is to get your story right. So highlighting your strengths, aligning your experience to future roles, and ensuring your profile is structured to be found by the right people. I feel I've probably built a business on the fact that it's really hard to write about yourself. I also have a genuine curiosity for people. So I love rewriting people's LinkedIn profiles to shine a light on what is unique and fabulous about you. So do reach out if you want some help with having your LinkedIn profile written. And I do also have a course, my LinkedIn profile writing course, that you can access for up to 6 months, and that will step you through how to write your LinkedIn profile. So if you're a relatively confident writer, you'd benefit from some AI prompts to use AI as a writing assistant, not as a ghostwriter. It's probably worth you having a look at that too. So once you're found on LinkedIn, recruiters will assess your profile to see whether your experience, your responsibilities and achievements match what they're hiring for. And so that's why clear outcome-based descriptions of your past roles are just so important. So if you want to make your LinkedIn profile work harder for you, do check out that course or make your way through Think Bespoke's knowledge base. I have a category dedicated to LinkedIn profile, and there's a lot of how to write different parts of your profile. And if you haven't already signed up to my e-insights, when you sign up in your welcome email, you'll get my LinkedIn profile checklist. So it's a really handy way for you to just go through where those potential gaps might be. So the next thing is to consider, well, how do I sort of maintain my positivity in the job search? And this is a really tricky one because you can really, it's a really interesting process applying for jobs in the modern age. So it's completely normal to feel uncertain or disheartened during a job search, especially when you've put in the effort and recruiters may not be able to provide you with feedback. And that's really normal. They tend to focus on those people who do fit the selection criteria, and their energy is on interviewing them for suitability for the roles that they're advertising for on behalf of their client. Because remember, while there are some really great recruiters out there, ultimately they are the advocates for the client because that's who's paying their bills. So they will work with you over time. But if you have responded to an ad, they won't have their immediate response to you will be positive if you are successful in moving through the process. It won't necessarily be as quick a response or as detailed a response if you're not successful in the application for a particular role. So just keep that in mind. Focus on what you can control, include refining your resume and LinkedIn profile, because with the right support and strategy and mindset, you can elevate your presence. You can get found by the right people, and you can position yourself for the opportunities you truly want. Focus, be intentional, take the time you need to take to improve your LinkedIn presence, and especially adapting the resume and cover letter for each new role you're applying for. So I'm here to help. Lots of resources on Think Bespoke's website, our knowledge base, and I'll put all of those links that I've mentioned to articles and resources in the show notes. So thank you for tuning in. This has been a slightly different episode of the LinkedIn Marketer. I think there's some outro music for you that was a little bit loud. Hopefully this has been something that will help you as you take your next step in your job search. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.